Good day. Just a quick inspiration. I've not even got a topic in mind. I just heard something that I just got to speak about it. So without further ado, I'm just going to play this, then I'm going to talk about it, then I'm going to play it again. Literally like 10 seconds of a verse. Check this out.
Straight up. Let's do what we do, hood style. Killing hell all the way to the bottom, to the top.
I'ma get mine, yo.
We gonna get this bread, trust me when I tell you.
Hold that thing.
They try and replace love in the world with falsehood, robots, and virtual reality. Bring slavery back, cut everybody's salary. Lock your ass up for a mere technicality. Homies say I'm bugging, but they not conscious.
Right, I'll play that again, but you know I love hip hop. I love hip hop. I love the power that it has. Which makes me sad because I feel almost embarrassed to be a lover of hip hop nowadays because hip hop's been destroyed. It's been sabotaged. It's been hijacked. It's been, people say hip hop. I think we talk about hip hop being dead back in like the early 2000s. We're now 2025, you know. But real hip hop has a power like no other. You know, I listen to podcasts. I watch a lot of documentaries. I've gone deep. I read books. But for me, the power of hip hop, the ability to just put into a couple of lines so much sense, so much meaning, and it rhymes. I just find that amazing. You know, I could talk for hours and hours and hours. People go watch people like David Icke at Wembley. I think he talks for 10 hours. And nothing against that. But here I had that verse, I put that song on, and literally, about 4 lines. He's just hit the nail right on the head. I'll do my research to find out how old that song is. But I think it's at least 10 years old. I'm going to put it back on again. Now, just with that little bit of intro. Just listen to this first couple of lines, how it hits the nail on the head so hard.
Around the world, I dealt with a lot of monsters. My Wu-Tang sword is.
Yeah, a little intro again. This is Cappadonna with the Wu-Tang Clan.
Straight up. Let's do what we
Branching
do,
out a
hood
little bit
style. Killing hell all the way to the bottom.
Yeah,
To the
watch
top.
this.
I'ma
Here it
get mine,
comes.
yo.
We
Listen.
gonna get this bread, trust me when I tell you.
Hold that thing.
They try and replace love in the world with falsehood, robots, and virtual reality. Bring slavery back, cut everybody's salary. Lock your ass up for a mere technicality. Homies say I'm bugging, but they not conscious. I've been around the world, I dealt with a lot of monsters. My Wu-Tang sword is bonkers. I've been.
Right, that's it. Oh, I forgot what he said, but basically they're trying to take love out of the world, fill it with falsehoods, turn you into robots and virtual reality, cut everybody's salary, bring back slavery, lock your ass up for a mere technicality. Now, we could talk for ages about what's going on in the world, but I think that has just summed it up. That's it. That is it right there. Take love out of the world. Put falsehoods into the world. Basically lies and deception. Look at the salaries, look at the money. Look at the rise, the cost of living crisis. That's the cut in the salary part, making us poor. Lock your ass up for a mere technicality. You know, all these different means, you know, even like I could put all these clean air zones, all that rubbish into it. You get locked up now just for driving in the wrong place without paying your fine. That's where we're at. And that's where we've been going. And it's been coming, but it's here now. It's always been here, but you know, I think that's the danger. I've been talking about this stuff for a long time. And I always said, it's not a new thing. I think some people dismiss it as a new thing, or because it's always been the way. But what they're missing is the crucial part, the crucial factor. The crucial factor is the technocracy. The world's always been corrupt. There's always been some tyrant that's trying to exert his rule over everybody else. People in power have always tried to maintain their power. But what they haven't, you know, that's been going back to Rome, whatever, back in BC. Egyptians, whatever history we've been taught, whichever history we've not been taught, because I think his story is a misstory, or a misstory. So we don't know, but I think that's the common denominator. There's misrulers have been in power forever, but now we have the cameras, now we have the computers, now we have the 5G, the 6G, the 7G, now we have the internet, now we have the drones. That's the difference, and that's the danger, and that's why it's not coming anymore, it's here. You know, there's no coincidence that 5G's coincided with all these clean air zones, all are done under the purpose of saving the world, but it's not making the world a better place. It's penalising people for nothing, creating zones and creating distractions, creating division. That was the word I was looking for. Haves and have-nots, cans and can-nots. You know, I've termed the phrase, I didn't term the phrase, but play a bit of FIFA. I said before, my kryptonite is football, and I do like, even though I kind of hate it as well at the same time. I might have to talk about FIFA one day, or FC 25, FC 26 one day, because there's some interesting stuff in that. Even when I try to escape the conspiracy, it's everywhere. That's another discussion for another day. But the term "pay to win" that they use for the game, and I put it to you that that's the world we're now living in. It's pay to win. You know, if you've got the money, you can go to the zones. So it doesn't matter about the air quality, because you can pay. You don't make the air cleaner from paying, but you can pay. If you can't pay, you can't go. And that's where we're at, pay to win. But anyway, I am on my way to work. I want to get my song back on. Start talking about hip hop. I've got a lot to say about hip hop. I said hip hop's embarrassing now. It's embarrassing. It's cringeworthy. It's mainstream hip hop as it's become. And you know what I've noticed for a long time about hip hop and hip hop? When hip hop was first coming out, and it was a voice for the community, it was a powerful weapon for those that felt they didn't have a voice, gave them the option to have a voice, to speak up. And I note that it was always being suppressed. There used to be something called Channel U in this country. 15 years ago now. I used to like Channel U for a combination of reasons. Had some awful stuff on there, really awful. It's kind of like X Factor hip hop. I think it kind of was there before YouTube. I can't remember exactly what the premise was, but it seemed anyone could make a video. I used to aspire to make a bit of music myself, and I was back then quite heavily into it. And Channel U was quite inspirational, because you get some good stuff on there. You get some awful stuff on there as well, which give you the feeling that if they could do it, so could I, you know? But one thing I noted was late at night, when nobody was listening, or less people was listening, they used to have a lot of the good stuff on there. And I say the good stuff, like the conscious music, that the artist that was chatting sense, that there was talk about issues that was relevant, talking about deep stuff, philosophy and society and that kind of thing. But during the day, when, you know, like the kids was watching, and basically it was like kind of more pop, it'd be the awful stuff that's become like so prevalent now, the really shallow stuff, bragging about your money, and lyrics like, you want beef, I'm going to punch you in your teeth, and talk about stabbing people, and all that rubbish, all that nonsense. And that's one of the reasons I noticed the nature of the world and how it's not by accident, it's by design. Because they're feeding you that. You are what you eat. Why are they feeding people rubbish? Why are they feeding people the violence and the depravity and the shallowness? Why are they hiding the nutrition? Because that's what I put it to you is this all that punch you in the teeth if you got beef, that's like your McDonald's wrap, that's your junk. And then you got like I don't know, RS like Jest. RS I got a lot of time for it. Back then he was a bit more up and coming, so you'd be on the channel, he's got conscious lyrics of wisdom, he's a poet, chat sense. He'd be hidden away, that's your nutrition. So they're hiding your nutrition away from you and feeding you the junk. And they know that you are what you eat, they know that what you consume manifests. So they are deliberately feeding you the shit, feeding you the poison, feeding you the rubbish whilst denying you the nutrition and the goodness. And you have to ask yourself the question, why is that? Why is conscious stuff, political stuff, hidden away, concealed? Why are they trying to stop it? And the same with hip hop in general. When you just have Public Enemy and artists like that, and they was trying to stop it. Trying to stop it from functioning. And then now like hip hop is like, it's awful. It's embarrassing. But now it's kind of got to that point, it's mainstream. So it's the same process. They're feeding you the shit and depriving you the nutrition. So that shows it's by design. That shows that it's a plan. And there's a lot of other evidence that has been revealed. So I'm going to come back to this because this is a topic that is very close to my heart. And yeah, there's a lot to discuss there. There's a lot to unravel. But yeah, I'm going to have to leave it there for now. But yeah. Let's do it one more time. One more time. This condensed couple of lines hitting the nail right in the head. In a nutshell.
Let's do what we do, hood style.
This is it.
Killing hell all the way to the bottom.
I did anybody to look around you and not feel the power of these lyrics.
And try and replace love in the world with falsehood, robots and virtual reality. Bring slavery back, cut everybody's salary. Lock your ass up for a mere technicality. Homie say I'm bugging, but they not conscious. I've been around the world, I dealt with a lot of monsters.
That's it. Leave it at that. Peace and love. Bye for now.